Time has once again put Memphis in the national spotlight, but a group of local leaders have taken this as an opportunity to facilitate conversation in hopes that once the task force is gone, America's eyes will turn to Memphis for the right reasons. Joining us now to talk more about the Moving Memphis Forward initiative are State Senator London Lamar and Dr. Talisa Franklin. Ladies, welcome. Glad to see you both today. How's everybody doing?
Great.
Doing great.
Good. You look fantastic, I have to say. Doctor, let's start with you. Why is it so important, so imperative to have these conversations that you've had for the past week or so?
Well, it's important. In order for us to move Memphis forward, we have to have those conversations, but we have to be real about it, to have those conversations, and not just with the community, but with our elected and appointed officials. So for me, Alex, I feel like I'm just a bridge to bring it all together so that the community know that their voices are valid and they need to be heard. And also, we need to challenge to make sure there's accountability of our leaders to really tell us what to do. Because for me, so many times I see many of them be on camera and they say one thing, but they be behind the scenes when the policy needs to be made and they're not saying anything. So we need to make sure they're accountable and make sure what they're saying is what we want them to say because they represent us.
Sounds like you're about keeping it real for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. No other way.
That's why you have State Senator Lamar here as well. Senator, let's begin with the Memphis Safe Task Force. It is officially here, whether you like it or not.
Right.
A lot of people have been touting, especially the White House, some of the numbers that we've seen or heard recently. What's your take on what's happening now?
So right now, it is clear that they are here and they're not going anywhere, and no local elected official can stop this task force from happening. What we need to know is the National Guard is not here yet. But what you're seeing is the U.S. Marshals, DEA agents, state troopers, and other law enforcement agencies executing warrants, doing traffic stops to make sure people are in compliance, and basically showing a stronger show of force in our community.
Now, some people will say that's a good thing. How do you see it?
I think it's an and in both. Okay. Yes, I do want more police in the streets to make people more safe, that can quicker respond to issues in the community such as crime or whatever. But I've been very clear and intentional this whole time about saying this, we just need more than just law enforcement. If President Donald Trump is going to send all of these law enforcement agencies and these federal agents to Memphis, in addition, I want all the federal resources that can improve affordable housing, that can improve healthcare access, that can improve our education system. Law enforcement is not the only way to solve crime. In addition, I would say this is a multi-government agency responsibility. The reason why I joined her tour is because she's inviting local elected officials, state elected officials, and potentially national elected officials as well, because all of us have a hand in the policies that have created this crime problem we are seeing here in Memphis. For example, the crime lab has been moved to Jackson, Tennessee.
Not Memphis.
Not Memphis. How can we process all of these arrests?
70 miles away, right?
Absolutely. So you can still see a backup because the state has not funded a crime lab in Memphis so that the DA can have the evidence to actually prosecute people.
So, Dr. Franklin, in these conversations, how do we strike that balance? It's one thing, again, as you well know, to have a conversation, but how do you take action next to make sure something happens when we talk with all of these various leaders?
The first thing is we got to know what the issues are and how the community feels, because it's one thing for an elected official to feel one way, but we got to get the community's voice. And once we get the community's voice, then the community voice will come to the elected official, say, this is what I need you to do to represent us. And then from there, we have to make sure that person that has been in charge be accountable in making sure our voice comes from our community meeting to wherever they're representing. Because if we don't have that, again, we're just making a lot of noise.
Senator, how do you see it, especially once the National Guard, one of these days when they actually do arrive and then leave, what do we do next?
I think it's important that we support her event because it's allowing us to foster the conversation while things are on hold. Right now, this is a challenge both for elected officials and community members, nonprofit leaders, and organization leaders to come together to create more after-school programs for our kids, to create more opportunities to keep our kids busy and off the streets. Because right now, if we don't take ownership of our city, then the federal government is going to continue taking ownership of our city.
But some would say, especially with some of our leaders over in Nashville on the other side of the state, why were we not doing these things earlier? Why are we just now doing it now?
I think that that they could because of the partisanship and the makeup of the White House and the federal government. I don't believe that the federal forces being here is not all about cracking down on crime. I think the Trump administration also has alternative motives. However, we had the opportunity, but the Republican legislature didn't do it. Now that Trump is saying doing it, they're doing it, but I want us to be very clear. Officers are not the only way to solve crime. We need other resources beyond officers to improve what is going on in our community. And most importantly, I would say why it's important to support her event is because we're not just coming out talking to you during election season next year. We're out here ahead of time telling you what we're standing for, telling you what we're doing in the community. And this is an opportunity for voters to come here for us and for us to meet voters so that when you go to the polls in 2026, you are very clear on what the issues your leaders are stand for, and that is very important.
You want people well educated for sure when it comes to this. All right, Doctor, where do we need to be? When is the event coming up this time?
This Thursday, because you know it's every Thursday in October. This Thursday is Carnegie Year of Church. We're doing in the Cordova community. So we have many people that's in the Cordova, Bartlett, a little bit of East. They have come to Carnegie Year of Church and enjoy everything and learn. We have, not only do we have State Senator London Lamar, we also have Chief Buckner. We also have State Representative Parkinson, Commissioner Sable O'Tate, because the children and the parents need to be informed. Then we also have Chairwoman Avant. And we just have, and also Councilwoman Rhonda Logan and Councilwoman Yolanda Cooper Sutton. So we made sure everybody was involved. So the people that represent that community and also the people that just represent Memphis or the state in general.
All right, Dr. Franklin, thank you very much. Senator Lamar, good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
All right, we're going to take a short break. We will be back in just a moment.